Welcome to Vintage Coin Op Restorations and part 3 of Race Around the World. It was a machine made by Mutoscope in the very early 1900s, maybe even earlier. And if you've been following the video, you knew that the original cabinet was practically falling apart. And so we had to rebuild it. And the instructions were basically to make it look like we just like it was. And that's exactly what we did. But we didn't want it falling apart, so it's in very sound construction right now. Right here on the right here is one of the original panels of the machine. And you can see that this was just part, and we have it completely falling apart. Everything has been delaminated. Here's the back door of the machine. In fact, we'll do a quick, right now we have it very easily. And even inside the back of the cabinet, we aged it to look like it wasn't new. And I'm gonna spin this around, and here is our version of that panel. So what you would have here would be the three panes of glass, and we have a marquee, I believe, that goes across the top that I can pull out in the next video. But we are going to have our timing dials here, and right about here is where we have the little mannequin that's going to be riding a bike, and it's going to be riding around the world. So that is what it's going to look like. Well, that part was a major amount of work to bring this cabinet back to life. But if you saw the early videos, you saw that this part of the machine belongs inside the cabinet, and it was completely rusted and unoperable. So with we took everything apart, did a lot of sandblasting. We had to do a little grinding of some of the teeth because they were just falling apart, and we had to make it work. So here we are. And if you come really close, I'll zoom in, you'll see the little belt details. That is how the original was also. And here's a very interesting clutch. And if you remember, in the first video, you had these two pinball doors. There's one there, and there's one here on the other floor. These pinball doors is what somebody figured out to operate the game. Well, we are not going to do that. Originally, there were two coils, and you can see them right here. And basically, they were hooked up to a power supply. And our goal now is to make it work through a coin. So what's going to happen is we're going to make a chute, and you would drop the coin in, and what it has to do is drop through and hold this just for a couple seconds. So we're going to have a momentary lock. So it'll buzz down and hold this open for a few seconds till you get the game started. Because not only one, we have two. So for 2 or 3 seconds, once you drop that money in there, we need to hold it down, and this will allow you to play the game. Because it's two players, so people have to say, ready, set, go. And then they both start turning the handles. The handles are located in the front over here. So they're gonna both start the handles, and they're gonna race, and in turn, it will turn the clock mechanism up here, and there's a spindle up on the front over here, and that is where our little mannequin, and we got the guy on the bicycle racing around the world. Well, okay, well, who wins the game? Well, what's going to happen is the person who wins, well, when we play the game, we want a couple things. We want to hear like the game is over, that one guy beat the other person. So we're going to have a single strike belt, very similar to like a Gottlieb, just a Gottlieb pinball belt, something that's very early sounding too. So it'll hear a strike, and then you'll know, yes, I won or you won, just by looking at the top timing on the other side. When you see, you'll be able to see who got to the timing completely at a 360, and you'll say, oh, okay, I'm the winner. But besides getting the coin to hold in for a couple seconds and actuating the game to allow you to play it, and having the bell strike when you win, which I haven't figured that out just yet, but I will. We had to figure out, what the heck does this thing do? What is this giant clutch and all of these gears? It's, for the time, we're thinking maybe 1905 or so. For this kind of a machine, look at the amount of work someone had to do. They did all of this, I think, for a penny. So what does it do? So I'm going to kind of hold this so you guys can see. So what we have is, right now, if someone were to come up to the game, you know, and they said, okay, we want to turn it. Oh, we do have it engaged right now. So let me do something really quick. I got to cheat here because I already had it set up. You can see all the clockworks. And right now, you can see my hand is turning. I'm turning, but nothing is happening. That is how both of these arms will be when a game is over. So when somebody wants to play the game, they'll have to put their money in there, and through the electric, we'll pull this coil. And when you pull this coil down, watch the mechanism. By pulling this down, this lever has a spring. The spring pulls back and engages the clutch. Now we'll say the words, ready, set, go. And both people start spinning this thing as fast as they can. And they're trying to get that little bicycle and the world to spin. And as I come close into there to show you the mechanism that actually is going to stop the game, because you're like, okay, here it starts to move up, and over here it just disengaged it. So an incredible mechanism. The other incredible part is that we actually got it working. I can't even tell you how many times we didn't know what it did, and we couldn't exactly figure how and what it did. I thought it was more of something similar to different games where if you spin it too fast, it starts to slip. But it's basically balls out. Spin that thing as fast as you can, get to the end of the race, and if you are the one that obviously gets there first, you'll hear the bell and you'll look up and you'll be ahead, and after the game, both people cannot play the game anymore. So that allows the next person to come in, and again, by pulling this down, let me go up here real quick so you can see the mechanism actually work. It just engaged it. We'll do it again. Here, let me go up here so you can see the actual, it's all timed, and in turn it's turning this spindle, it's turning this spindle and the belt, and it's coming down here right to that point where we're going to have it pull up again. There it is. Disengages it. Well, there you have it. Race Around the World is about to begin. We are about to take this giant piece and put it back into this cabinet, and it should be a a challenge, but we're always up for it. If you have one of these machines for sale, or you need one restored, or you know anything more about this, because right as of now, this is probably the one of one known to exist. If you have one, we'd love to hear from you. Our phone number is area code 630-624-7466. We're located in Chicago, Illinois. So if you're near the shop, please feel free to give us a call and come on by and see Race Around the World. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to my channel so you can see all the new machines coming to the warehouse. Thanks for watching.